Hello again, and welcome to video 3 about outcomes. This is Brandon Polio with the CET. We're going to talk a little bit about how we can use the rubrics that we've created for grading assignments. So you'll see that this assignment, I have people submitting nothing, which is still fine. I can definitely assess. That way I can choose a different assignment type. So if I have people submit things online or on paper or even via an external tool, I can use all of these options for even when used in conjunction with a rubric where I have outcomes on them. So I will start off with the good news. If you are watching this and you have aligned your outcomes with question banks for quizzes, those are automatically assessed as you go through and grade the quiz or while it's auto graded. So the good news here is that you don't have to assess anything if you are using quizzes with outcomes aligned to question banks. All right, on to actually assessing something here. So I've got my assignment here. I've presumably gotten somebody who turned something in on paper, or I'm just assessing competency here. It doesn't really matter. We'll see. I'll go ahead and change that to, we'll say it's an on-paper submission. Perfect. We're going to click Save, and then we are going to go over here and look at the SpeedGrader. Now, notice SpeedGrader will not show up unless you publish your assignment. It'd be really weird if your students could actually submit to an unpublished assignment. They can't. But this publish has to be green in order for us to see SpeedGrader over here. So we'll go ahead and click on the SpeedGrader. It says this student does not have a submission for this assignment. That's okay, so we're on test student. It doesn't matter. I can click view rubric over here, and I can actually click on these this like half dozen egg carton here and make this larger since I don't have anything to view in the preview window over here. Now you can see here I can click 0 or 10 on my created color-coded criterion here, but the rest of these are outcomes, and you can tell by the little bullseye icon that's next to them, as well as this naming convention. That will be consistent for all of the institutional competencies here. So I've done my grading. I can go in here and I can offer feedback. Great use of colored pencils. I can click update comments. There we go. My student will see that comment when they go in. Now I can go down here and I can say, well, you're developing there. Maybe you're developing here as well. But conflict management. I can rate you as exceptional or even just as proficient. Now remember that we do have these guides out there. Like I said, this is going to be added into the faculty resources site so that you can use these rubrics that are established as job aids for ranking or assessing students based on the institutional learning competency criteria that apply to your assignments. Now, let's go back in here. Perfect. If I want to add an assignment comment, we'll just put this in here so that we can see what a student sees. Perfect. Once I'm done up here, I can click Save. Down at you notice that it transfers the grade up to the top here. I can click Submit here. There's my comment. Awesome. And now I can actually, I can just close this window if I want to. And now I am back here. So, a couple of things. You saw how easy that was once I have it as part of an assignment. Once I have graded using a rubric or an outcome, I don't recommend changing or deleting that rubric. And you will see that you cannot delete the outcomes that you use, which is why every video that you've seen, I have these previously imported, because if I click on one of these, I go to the bottom, you'll notice I have a move option and no delete option. I can't get rid of them. So keep that in mind. This is a prior to course start activity, setting up all the outcomes, building your rubrics, things like that. This is another plug for using master courses, which you can find the link for. If you click help and you go to the faculty resources site, you will see the master course request form. You can use that to ask for your own personal master course where you can build your English 1010 course, your Math 1400 course, your History 1211 course, whatever you teach. You can have that as a personal master course, or you can use it as a departmental master course. So if a bunch of you contribute to the same course, perfect. You can request a master course for COM 2010 500, and you can all work on that together and form what your department will use as the basis for what you teach. Now, I know that everybody wants to see what it looks like from a student side, so we're going to go ahead and go and click in Student View here. All right, perfect. And you can see I now have a grade. I would assume that grade is for, ta-da, my assignment of upper air charts. Perfect, I got a 10 out of 10. If I want to see comments, I can click here. Here's the assignment comment, perfect, left by me. And then I can also, let's close this and see if it'll do the tooltip. I promise this little one over here, it's like a clipboard with check marks on it. The tooltip is like see rubric results, and I can see what I was marked, right? I can see that these criteria, the ones that are the outcomes, the institutional competencies, did not contribute to my score. I have 10 out of 10 points, total is 10 points, and I just look and see what this is here. If I want to view a longer description as a student, I can see that you ranked me as developing on working productively, meeting deadlines, and incorporating feedback as needed in cooperation with team members. Perfect. Now, you see that there are individual places to comment on these as well for all of these. Here's the one that I put up there earlier. That is incredibly small, but it says, good job, great use of colored pencils. Another thing to note from the student view, if I go in here to my modules and I go down and I get to my assignment for upper air charts, I can actually see this rubric beforehand. While I'm looking at my wonderful Lorem Ipsum introduction to the assignment, hopefully that actually includes my instructions instead of just Lorem Ipsum, I can look at, say, contribution. I don't understand what that means. I can view that description. I still don't get what that means. I can easily contact my instructor and ask what that means if need be. But I can also see that they do not contribute. Check out this right-hand column here. Those do not contribute to my grade. So it's easy to see it's easy to assess from the instructor view, easy to see on the student view, like I said, the rubrics will be out there to provide those kind of job aids, for lack of a better word, in assessing based on this scale. Again, if you have questions about how this functions, about assessing, what students see, things like that, when it comes to outcomes, which is the tool in Canvas we are using for our institutional learning competencies, don't hesitate to reach out to the Center for Excellence in Teaching, 307-778-4363, or cet@lccc.wy.edu.